What up though, everybody? So yeah, I have a RU battle here with my boy Roy. And yeah, Roy's getting back into RU and it's gonna be pretty fun because he's a good opponent. This team I wanted to do Toxicroak. Toxicroak was the main mon I wanted to build kind of around, but I got a couple other good mons in here. So I'm gonna have a Toxicroak, Espeon, a Pyroar, my Lowland Persian, my Rotom Mo, and I have a very specially defensive Goodra. Goodra is probably one of the most bulkiest mons to have. Roy's going to be packing a Lowland Persian, Electivire, Milotic, Delmise, a Swellow. If Swellow is Specs Boom Burst, that could be a definite problem. One of the hardest hit moves in the game. Have a really good hyper offense team involving that. And he also has a Regirock to round out his team. So he's going to start out with this Lowland Persian, going to go straight for the fake out. If I had knew that, of course I would have switched out, but I don't ever use fake out on a Lowland Persian. So I'm going to go for the gunk shot as he goes for the taunt the following turn. I'm not sure why he taunted me. Maybe I could have bulked up or a Swords Dance. This thing maybe has Swords Dance, but I'm running a Life Orb set with 4 attacks. So I'm going to go for another gunk shot as he's going to parting shot out. And I do actually get a little bit lucky and get a poison on the incoming Milotic, which is very good because that thing is very bulky and you kind of want to whittle that thing down over time. It's probably better to Toxic it, of course, so you can double it, but any type of status on Milotic is very good. He's gonna stay in though as I switch in my Rotom Mo. I'm gonna go straight for the Leaf Storm. I'm not gonna try to Volt Switch out. I'm gonna try to get as much damage off as possible because even though it is super effective move, my Rotom is a calm nature, so he's not really offensive. So I'm gonna do a bunch of damage, but I'm not gonna be able to knock it out. So I'm trying to get as much damage off as possible. He's gonna stay in, go for the Skull, maybe expecting to switch or something like that. As he switches out, maybe he can recover later. I'm gonna go for the Volt Switch and pretty much fall into the Motor Drive as he brings in his Electivire, and that's kind of bad for me as this is probably like an AV Electivire. I'm not gonna stay in and go for a -2 Leaf Storm, so I'm gonna switch out into my my Lowland Persian, who is a very bulky Lowland Persian. Is max health, max defense, and impish Rocky Helmet, so it's a very good physical. Well, of course with the fur coat, which makes it really tanky. He's gonna go straight for the Sub-Zero Slammer. I guess he thought I would maybe stay in there. I'm not sure why, but that does exactly nothing at all to my Persian whatsoever. So he's gonna bring in his own Persian as I get the momentum here and go for the parting shot. As I parting shot out of here, I'm gonna go right back into my Rotom Mo because my Rotom Mo is pretty much a good switch in for most of his entire team. He could switch right back into that Electivire though, so I kind of gotta be wary, gotta be a little bit vigilant about if I want to go for Volt Switches and whatnot. So he is gonna go for the fake out and get a little bit of damage off, and after he gets a little bit of damage off, he's gonna go for the parting shot and go into the Milotic. As he does go into Milotic, I am going to choose to go for the Volt Switch this turn because I was thinking he may not want to go for or bring in Electivire once again, just because I could just easily switch into my Lowland Persian again. So I just go for the Volt Switch. I knock out the Milotic. That thing's gone, so I don't got to worry about it recovering potentially. I'm going to Volt Switch into my Pyroar as he goes into his Persian. I could have maybe went for the Hyper Voice or something like that, but I kind of didn't want to take a fake out, and so I just brought in my Lowland Persian just to get off the damage, the Rocky Helmet damage, so we can kind of whittle his own Lowland Persian down. So I'm gonna try to go for the parting shot as he taunts me. I'm not gonna be able to get that off. He's gonna go for the foul play. I'm not sure exactly why, as I do have this Rocky Helmet and I'm very tanky. It did pretty much nothing, as I actually do nothing to him as well. As I go for the U-turn, I'm gonna actually bring in my Rotom Mo here. As I bring in my Rotom Mo, he's gonna go for the parting shot, me expecting him to maybe bring in Electivire. Like I said, I gotta be kind of wary of what I do here. I'm kind of gonna go straight for the Leaf Storm because I wanted to maybe hit the Electivire incoming. So as he does make a good play, he's gonna switch in his Delmise on my Leaf Storm. I'm gonna follow up my miss of a Leaf Storm with the Will-O-Wisp, just catching the Electivire perfectly. So pretty much just disabling this electivire for the remainder of the battle is a very good thing to do. So he's gonna get up this electric terrain here. Maybe that will just boost one, of course, boost his electric moves. I'm not sure what else it can do here, as he does have a, well, no, he doesn't have a, I thought he maybe had a mod that could benefit from electric terrain besides the electivire, of course. I'm gonna bring back in my Rotom, who will get a boosted Volt Switch, of course. As I bring in, as I switch out my Rotom, I'm gonna switch straight into my Alolan Persian, just to tank any physical hit he's going to go for. And as I said, I am a super tank, and with him being burned, I am really a super tank compared to what he can do to me. He's going to go for an Ice Punch into a Wild Charge and pretty much knock himself out with the Rocky Helmet damage on both turns with the recoil and the burn. So down goes the electivire, as I did try to go for the U-turn there just in case he did survive. He's going to bring in his Swellow, and me not knowing what type of Swellow this is, I kind of just stayed in, because if it was a Gut Swellow, I could easily take an attack, and I didn't want to really sack nothing else off to this Swellow, as I did pretty much lose use from my Persian, because he did lose his electivire, and he don't really have too many physical mons left. This Delmise is pretty physical, but if I bring in my Rotom here, I can just Volt Switch on his switch and get the momentum here and bring out my Pyroar. And of course, Pyroar can easily knock out this Delmise, so he's probably not going to want to stay in. As I do expect him to maybe switch out, like I said, not want to stay in, I'm going to pull a double switch here, and I actually do catch a good double switch here as I bring in my Rotom, and I bring it right in on his Regirock, who was his best switch into my Pyroar. So he's going to go ahead and switch right back out as I go straight for the Leaf Storm. I didn't think he would double right back out again, so I just went straight for the Leaf Storm instead of just playing the switch game there and going for another Volt Switch. So the following turn, I will go for another Volt Switch here, and as I go for the Volt Switch, I'm gonna go ahead and bring back out my Pyroar. At this point, I can go for pretty much any offensive move, and luckily he does go for the Shadow Claw there. And as he goes for the Shadow Claw, I am normal typing, have normal dual stab, so it's not gonna do any damage. On the incoming Regirock though, I will be able to hit it up with a Fire Blast, as I did maybe about nothing. I'm not sure if that's AV or what, but it's still a rock type, so it's not going to do much anyway, and Regirock is already kind of bulky. So I'm going to bring in my Rotom, just going to switch it in because it's pretty much nothing he can really do to my Rotom. He can't knock it out in 1 or even 2 hits unless he gets 2 crits in a row. So I'm going to bring in my Rotom, who's going to get back some leftovers health there, which is always good. My Rotom set is Calm Nature, max health, max Spadef. So I do a lot of it does a lot of good work pivoting in and out against the special mons for sure, especially with leftovers to help out. And he does also have defog for hazards and such. So so he's gonna bring back in his Delmise here, as I do catch it with a Will-O-Wisp luckily, so I'm pretty much disabled the Delmise. On top of that, I'm gonna go ahead and Volt Switch right out of here and bring back in my Pyroar here, as he does make a very good play and catch me off guard with the Facade, and does a whole lot of damage. Following turn, he's gonna switch out into his Regirock once again, as I just fire off another Fire Blast here, expecting him to maybe switch on a Regirock, but not really wanting to switch back and forth just in case, because we're kind of playing a switching game here a bit here with the Rotom, Pyroar, Regirock, and the Delmise here. So following turn, instead of me switching out, I'm going to go ahead and go for the Hidden Power Grass. I'm going to get off a little decent chunk of damage, but like I said, Regirock is pretty bulky, and I did get lucky there with the burn there a bit, so a little bit Haxy. He is going to get up his Stealth Rocks though, and I'm pretty sure Pyroar can't really switch back into a Stealth Rock, so I'm just going to go ahead and get off another Hidden Power Grass to get a little bit more damage off on this Regirock, as he goes for the Earthquake and ends up just straight knocking me out. He's going to get back some leftovers there, but that's pretty much nullified by the burn. I'm going to go ahead and bring back in my Rotom here, and actually when I bring up my Rotom, he does have that Delmise in the back, so I'm going to go straight for the Defog. I'm not going to go for the offensive attack here. He does have, I didn't know he had a clear body. I thought Regirock had something else, but he does make a good play, and he actually is holding the rest there. Actually, so he's going to heal his burn off and get a bunch of his health back, pretty much back to full health and whatnot. So I'm going to go ahead and go for the Volt Switch as he brings in the incoming Delmise. And this Delmise, I do have to remember that it is holding Facade, so That's a very good attack to be having from a Delmies who hits very hard. I run bandit Delmies myself when it's offensive, of course. So I'm gonna bring back in my Toxicroak here, and as I bring in my Toxicroak, I'm gonna go straight for the gunk shot. And as I go for the gunk shot, I go ahead and knock out the Delmies. He's gonna go ahead and bring in his Swellow. Instead of me switching out and trying to play a switch game here, I'm gonna go ahead and hit it up with a Sucker Punch, Life Orb Sucker Punch, to get off as much damage as possible on the Swellow, so I can revenge kill it with my Rotom, just in case my Rotom can live a Boom Burst. And like I said, I am calm, max health, max for death, so I will just live by a little slither on the Boom Burst as I go for the Volt Switch here. And as I go for the Volt Switch, I'm gonna bring in my Yune, my Espeon. Yune it was a weird name I came up with randomly, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring back out my Rotom as he does go into his Lowland Persian. I pretty much knew he would go for a fake out there, and I didn't want to take a fake out. And I'm actually not holding the Dazzling Gleam, so I can't really knock out or do much to the Lowland Persia. But I am holding some hidden tech on my Espeon, so we'll see about that in a second. So I'm gonna bring out my Goodra as he's gonna go for the parting shot. He's gonna bring in his Regirock back in here, and as he brings in that, I'm gonna go straight for the Draco miss here, and of course miss. So the game was a little bit hexy, but not too much. He did get off a bunch of burns over there. I know one was a wisp, but either way, I'm gonna bring back in my Espeon here, and as I bring in my Espeon, I'm gonna go straight for the Calm Mind, because Regirock is pretty bulky and he is sleeping. I knew I had at least one turn to get a free Calm Mind up. So this following turn, Regirock will be waking up, and I will be going for a second Calm Mind as he's gonna wake up, go straight for the Rock Slide. Espeon is a little bit frail, so you would think that he maybe can 2-hit KO me there. But no, he maybe could have not. It did maybe a little bit under half. So the following turn, I will be revealing my hidden tech, as I do have the Zap Cannon on my Espeon. GN2 Zap Cannon. They actually do get Zap Cannon in GN2. You can teach it to Espeon, and with that, I do have the Electrium Z. This thing works out well in RU if you want to knock out a Milotic. That's what I really was planning to use it for, but I knocked out Milotic earlier in the battle, which is good for me. So he's gonna go for another Rock Slide. Like I said, I'm gonna live on only three bits of health there. As he does stay in, I'm gonna knock out his Regirock with the +2 Shadow Ball easily at that much health. With him bringing in his Lowland Persian here, he can easily knock me out with a fake out, of course. So it's gonna come down to me bringing out my Goodra here, as he has his Lowland Persian 1v1. And at this point, he probably can just pretty much go for the foul play, and I can just go for my offensive moves. And I probably should have went for a Sludge Bomb first here, just to try to get a status maybe, or just do more damage before I took a -2 from a Draco, knowing I might not knock it out. So he makes a good play, go for the parting shot to get me a -1 anyway, and I'm gonna go for the Draco to actually get his health down a bit. After that, he reveals to have the Citrus Berry, so he's gonna bring his health back up to about like 40%. He's gonna keep going for the foul play, getting the Gooey to go off, so his speed's gonna be low. I'm gonna go ahead and hit him up with a Sludge Bomb, following up with another Draco, and that will be the end of the game. Very close game, actually. It was a little bit hexy in there with some misses in there, but overall it was a really good game against my boy Roy. Sorry about that. I'm gonna be uploading a little bit more, maybe about 3 per week. So not as much as I used to. I used to do like 7 or 6 games a week, only like 3 per week. But I do have I am in the UBL Draft League. I uploaded that Sunday, so it's gonna be every Sunday, well, at least till the league ends, and I'm pretty much got a good chance at playoffs. So I'm probably gonna be in playoffs, and hopefully we can win that, pull out a victory. And next week, I think we played the Southwest Survivors. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and check out my last video. It'll be on the end screen anyway. 2 videos will be on that end screen, so go ahead and check it out. See you guys later.